when I start my podcast, I'll just start and say, "Hey, welcome back to Pew's Views." And then I got a special guest like I had with you that one time.
Right.
And that I don't know if you told TJ, but that has the most plays out of all my podcasts.
Oh, that's
It's got,
funny.
yeah, it's got like 150. It's got like 150 plays compared to like 24 for like all the rest combined.
That's
I think.
awesome.
So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, so I mean, it was really good. We had a good
Again.
talk. We had a good talk that day. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So we were talking about autism and special needs and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
so
Well, why don't you start with your intro and then we'll just get started.
already.
Well, we have an intro that we lay over, and it just says,
Okay.
But you could add that later.
yeah, I
or
can add it
whatever.
later.
That's not, yeah.
It's like
Well, since
we
you-
do
well-
this and talk and bullshit about whatever. We mute that out and just put an overlay on it. It's kind of what we
All
do
right.
for our
Okay.
intro.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Donna.
And this is TJ.
We're the Hills.
And this is
Dinner.
In a Marriage.
We went,
Cuckoo.
so you guys ready to go?
We're ready.
All righty, folks. Welcome back to Pew's Views. Today on this new season episode. Actually, this is the first episode of season 3. And I have once again my good friend Donna and her husband TJ, and we're just going to sit here and talk a little bit about marriage and what it takes to survive in a marriage as long as we both have, and children and the difficulties, and just sit here and just talk for a little bit and have a few laughs and maybe share some thoughts. So, welcome to you too. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Hey, thanks, and I'm back.
Yeah, right. Don't scare them away that quick. I mean, what's wrong with you? Well, this thing just yelled at me. Why would it do that?
Me too. Not even married to her.
All right.
Why is it on Jax? Why does it say Jax, Dale, and Donna? What? So, are you TJ? You Jax? Who are you?
So, yes, I am TJ, but a long
Okay.
time ago. So I'm still, quite honestly, very anti-internet. Like,
Okay.
I've been like somebody, like, I didn't get Facebook for, I don't know, like 8 years after it came out. And I was very anti-Facebook. I'm still kind of anti-Facebook. I got on Facebook because of a band that I was in. And they're like, you can't be the lead singer, and then you can't, not have social media. So I didn't want to put my normal name up there. So our dog's
gotcha.
name was Jax. And I thought it was funny because it was Jax and then the letter N, Jill, Jackson Jill. So that's why I put that on there. And yeah.
Okay.
So then I had Facebook for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, and then it got all crazy and nasty when Trump got elected. And there's all these crazy people talking all this crazy smack about all craziness. And I decided that I didn't need Facebook in my life anymore. And I took the app on my phone and I deleted it.
Right on. I mean, that's
But then we brought it back with the Hills on Wheels, and it kind of just auto links.
Yeah,
So-
everything on, like, a lot of Instagram stuff auto links to Facebook.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I'm never like on Facebook, which, I mean, it kind of sucks, but it doesn't really kind of suck because I'm not really into trying to get on there and argue with people.
Ooh, I almost knocked that over.
so. How long have you guys been married now?
15 years.
15. We just celebrated 18. So
Yeah, we
Oh,
celebrated
nice.
15 years a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's good times.
So, how did you guys first meet?
We actually met online
Really?
Yeah. through
Wow.
MySpace.
through MySpace.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
And it
That's
was,
going
yes,
back a ways.
and then it became our space.
Yeah.
yeah, it was from MySpace to my place,
Literally.
like the shirts they used to make.
Oh my gosh, that's
Right.
so awful.
I think I went on that thing maybe once or twice, and that was it. I didn't understand it back then. I
Yeah.
first, it was ridiculous. I don't know. I mean, I'm happy for you guys that it worked out, but I mean,
I was actually on that because of some guys that I was playing music with.
Mhm.
And so
Okay.
we were like writing songs and sharing music back and forth and doing some stuff, like, way back in the day. And yeah, then that's how I was on there, but I was never really on there like that much. And then we happened to kind of run into each other.
So it wasn't like a dating app or anything like that. You just kind of
No, it
crossed paths.
was.
Dating
Oh,
app.
it was. Oh,
Like, you remember, I don't know how much you remember MySpace, but it used to have like scrolling ads
banners.
on the bottom,
Yeah.
like banners or top or wherever it was.
I literally like
Not
only
like
went there once or twice. So
Yeah, I was never there.
Oh, okay. Well, it had kind of like Facebook pops ads up all the time, but
Yeah.
these had like ads on the bottoms. And
okay.
so it had like some dating app ad thing on the bottom. I don't even know if they're called apps.
They were.
But anyways, Gary at the time was like, "Mom, you need a life. You should date." And I'm like, okay, whatever. He started asking me questions like, "What are your hobbies? What are your favorite things?" Like, da da da. And he filled it all out and then took my picture. And one night I came home from work because I was working 2 jobs. And I came home from work from Fred Meyer at like 11 o'clock at night. And I had all these messages. And I was like, what the heck? One was from him. And he happened to be online at the time. And we started talking. And I immediately just said, here's my phone number because I'm never online because I work 2 jobs. So just call me. And he called me the following day and we talked to each other every day.
Every day since then, I haven't been able to get rid of her. So
I was like,
we'll also give one little small tidbit of information because it's quite funny and kind of embarrassing at the same time. But the site, like the thing that we clicked on that where we met, it was actually called datehookup.com. And that site actually is the one that turned into Plenty of Fish.
yeah. So we were date hookup.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So, like, how long did you guys date and everything before you realized that this was it?
She knew in like 10 minutes.
No.
Oh my God.
No, we talked on the phone for like 3 weeks before we even went on a date.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And then we basically went on that first date and then have been inseparable. And then, yeah, one day she basically told me I was going to marry her. And I said, okay.
Let's do this. We got married in his sister's bar and
Yep.
one night, like literally,
Right.
we went, how's this week sound? Okay, good. We yeah.
Had a little karaoke and
Yeah, kind of.
Pretty much.
We went to dinner and that was that.
Yep.
That's awesome. That's cool. And then 15 years, you said?
Yep.
Well, TJ, I applaud you, buddy. I've known Donna for a long time.
Yeah. One of his favorite people.
Yeah, you're still one of my favorite people.
I was talking about Jeff.
Oh. Nice.
If you didn't see that coming, man, 15 years, man, come on.
How did you guys meet?
We met Denny's. I was a server and he was one of the assistant managers.
I was going to say, assistant manager is the title they go by now.
Really?
Sometimes she forgets the titles.
We may not make it to 19. We'll see.
Yeah, we might not make it to tonight, so I don't know. So, you guys got room out there in Snowflake, do you?
Oh yeah, we do.
You can tell them.
So when we met, she had to, like she said, she was a server. I was an assistant manager, and back working for corporate Denny's, it was called fraternization.
Yeah.
So she had to transfer to another restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was one of those things, kind of like you guys. You knew. I personally knew right away. So I mean,
I took a little more convincing.
Yeah, she took a little bit of time. So I mean, but that's good. I'm glad she did because, 18 years later, we're sitting right here, and we've been through some ups and downs. Donna's seen me go through some tough times, and she's been right here with me by my side for everything. So I mean, a couple of surgeries, a couple of setbacks with some personal demons. So I mean, and she's always. There's nobody else that would have stayed with me. You know, I mean, literally. I mean, there's somebody would have said, "What is wrong with you? Get away from me! You just go home." So I can't deal with this. But now we got Zach just turned 18. So
Crazy.
yes.
I
Now we've got a
remember when he was little.
Oh yeah, he was really never little, but I mean, okay. So I mean,
Well, yeah, but younger. How's
younger,
that?
exactly. Younger. He's I don't know if TJ's ever seen him or not. Just have like a picture that maybe Donna's shown you, but he's basically pretty much about a quarter inch taller than me now.
Wow.
He's a stud, man. He's just, but he doesn't want to play any sports. He's got, he's on the spectrum, so he's in his room on his laptop, on his, doing the whole thing.
Right.
So with the anime, but at least he's got interest. So,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, and that's key because at least he's not a hermit and he doesn't do anything. But we just got him a ping pong table for his 18th birthday. And finished setting it up. I was telling Don earlier, and I got half of it together. So hopefully by the time he's 19, the whole thing will be put together. So, but yeah, we've I knew right away that it was going to be Jenny. And I mean, Donna seen my post on Facebook about her. She's my rock. She's my soulmate. And that old song by Blake Shelton, "God Gave Me You." That was our song. That is our song.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your guys' song?
No, we heard that on the radio. Remember that? And I was like, oh, bitch.
Pretty funny.
Right?
Ours
So
is
what if,
"Marry Me," the song "Marry Me."
who sings that?
It's
Oh, I forget. I don't know who sings it though.
Like, I have it on my playlist. Can I remember?
Wow.
I gave it to you, right?
I have no idea.
Wow.
No.
I just say yes.
He's
I know,
like,
right? Yeah, okay.
Train. That's what it was.
Yes.
Train. That's who sings it.
I'm trying to move that up, but
What do you want to move it up? Oh, sorry, we're trying to figure out some. Never mind. So
Technical difficulties.
So what kind of like issues have you guys come across to where, you thought it wasn't going to work out, or something like, I mean, I'm not talking, I don't want to get too personal, but I'm just saying like incidents or, situations that occur like to where you didn't know if it was going to be right.
well, they don't have to necessarily go into detail.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Not detail, but I mean, was there ever?
rephrase?
Yes, yeah, sorry. Let me rephrase that because she told me to. So,
Smart man.
So, have there ever been any incidents to where you thought it wasn't going to work out, or to where you needed a separation or anything like that?
Space,
Oh, yeah.
My
yes
space.
and no. It's
Okay.
There's times in your mind for a day or something you might be very angry or just I don't know
Don't want to
everything.
see your face.
Yeah, but I mean, in the long run, it's like we'd have already gone through so much. I mean, even if you go back 10 years ago, we'd already gone through so much that it's like you don't want to say like I want to leave this with more scars again or something, but it's kind of like everything's so deep you have to heal together. Or it's just it's gonna be completely blown apart. Like you as a person, like both of us, each of us as separate people, it would just be, really bad in general. And I mean, we've definitely had some stuff. A lot of our stuff, quite honestly, was exes and our children between those exes.
Okay.
A major grindstone in our marriage.
But
Not anymore.
But not necessarily like because they like all of our kids are our kids, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Or differentiated the difference. Sometimes it kind of like hurts me to a point of like when people are like, "Oh, those are his kids or your kids," and I'm like, "We're really they're our kids, right?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think with any marriage, even if they're your biological kids or not, that is the struggle in marriage. Once you have kids, like how you raise them, how you discipline them. We just had a third party on both sides that had a say that we
But
didn't agree with.
it wasn't even that.
Not
It's there.
always, but
They were always on both sides out to try to sabotage us
yeah,
and to make the kids not like us and to try to get the kids to like them more than us.
they like using
And
them
the
as
only
a
thing
pawn.
that they wanted to do is use them as pawns and become a thorn in our side. And then basically, when it came down to anything that was difficult, hard, or when the kids turned 18, they just didn't really want anything to do with them anymore. So it's like all that stuff was for nothing. And, you want to tell the kids when they're young what's going on, kind of, but then you don't really want to be the bad person. And then now the kids are all older and now they know all this stuff and they're just kind of like, wow. So,
Yeah,
they kind of know, what we went through, and we're glad kind of the way that we handled it, but wish they would have known a little bit more because, the whole situation on both sides of all that was just like evil,
it was
basically.
difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is because we've kind of gone through it's kind of weird that you guys say that because we went through almost the same thing with a couple other third parties, like you said, and it's the thing that gets me is that I can see this happening with 13, 14-year-old kids. But these are grown men and women that are doing this.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable how grown adults and then people act like that, and then people sit there and turn around. Why is our society like this? I'm like, well, turn around and take a look at the mirror because you're the one that's doing this.
Yeah.
So I mean, and that, don't get me wrong, I am not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm not out.
Neither.
I'm not going to sit there and have
I don't.
Donna, stop. Now, Jenny, yeah, but this is a different story. But I mean, I can't sit there and get into, pardon my language, but like a pissing match with somebody that is going to act like a 10-year-old or something like that. So, I mean, first of all, I don't have the patience. I don't have the time. I've got other things that I got to worry about. So, and actually being an adult, and to actually take care of the kids instead of putting them in the middle of something that they had nothing to do with.
Right.
Exactly. So I mean that's what makes me mad is when the kids get involved when they have nothing to do with anything, and they're the ones that are going to get hurt in the long run. So
yeah, at least in our situation, I can't really jump up and down and say praise the Lord or anything and be like all evil about it, but there is true karma in the world.
Yeah.
And on
For both
the
of us.
receiving it, or like with both of our exes, that karma is way more than I think that they would ever think that they would be handed in their whole entire lives. And it's kind of one of those things where it's so bad that they can't even try to basically do anything to us ever again.
Yeah.
Then it was all their own doing. We had nothing to do with any of it. And it's kind of fantastic.
Yeah, it's great that they got the karma. It's sad for the kids still because
No, it is. But
it's like
that's where I'm saying I can't really jump up and down because I get the
Right.
yeah,
what's going on.
exactly.
But for the hell that they put us through, I'm sorry, they're getting theirs, and we didn't even have to do anything. They just made their own bed and decided to lay down on it and set it on fire.
oh,
There you go. Yeah, that's exactly.
that's so true.
I
And
mean, we've just seen that our grandkids go through so much that from going from the situation they were in because we have most of them now. So part time, well not part time, but for the time being, I should say. So and
right.
yeah, exactly. There you go. So but the thing for us is that they're going to school. They're they're staying active. They're just not being locked up in rooms or being yelled at or screamed at. I lose my cool every now and again, but it's because I want them, and I don't yell and scream at them. We don't never spank them ever. So because we just don't. That's just not us. So they've been through too much already to have any more abuse mentally or physically done to them. So
Right.
and a lot of times I think the mental abuse is worse than physical because the physical abuse, yeah, I mean the physical abuse will. I mean, I'm just saying in general, not for our grandkids. I'm just saying in general, children go through this, but the bruises will go away. But having that in your mind the whole time, that's never going to go away ever. it's always going to be in the back of your mind. So
Yeah, there was this thing that my ex used to always do that drove me crazy, and I know it still sits with the kids, is he would always say, he'd say, like, oh, that hurt my feelings. Why would you say that? Like, that's hurtful. And he would say, I can't make you feel a certain way. That's all on you. Like, you don't
wow,
say that. Like, what?
Wow.
This is
that's
my past to be a dick.
Right. Like, I can just say whatever, and you're in charge of your own feelings. Like, what? That's,
wow.
and I really thought that for a little while. I was like, oh my gosh, like, am I that messed up? Like, that's how he would manipulate it, right? Like, I'm that messed up that I'm not in charge of my own feelings.
Did you guys get a notification?
Yeah,
No.
it says there's 9 minutes and 53 seconds left on the
Oh,
recording.
okay. I didn't.
Okay, no, that's all right. I mean, so
I guess you could start it over though, and we could clip it together if we needed to.
Yeah, I just unless you sign up for something and pay for something, I think it's like you only get 30 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think it's 30 minutes.
well, that's okay. I mean, because that's a decent talk, you know. I mean, so we're just getting started. So I mean, I was going to ask you guys, did you guys feel like doing this like every week and make it like a weekly thing?
Well, maybe not every
Or,
week.
well, not every week, but I mean, like every so
Jenny's
often.
like, Lord,
She's
man.
like, well,
Oh, yeah,
maybe not
sure.
every.
Yeah, I like it. Well, you know, the other things that we talked about, I thought we totally want to talk about the marriage thing for sure, because we talk about that all the time. Like, how is it we've stayed together as long as we have, and the fact that, come on, we the dog's
Oh,
got to be part of this.
Ours is right back here laying down. So
Yeah.
So that thing of us saying it was a commitment for us, not only like marriage is a commitment clearly, but that we said we're not going to divorce, we're going to work
Mhm.
through whatever it is. And we had some really rough stuff, and we still work through things all the time. Like, we have different challenges moving here.
oh yeah,
So, but
Yeah, I
She
think
agreed to move here.
right.
that was one of the things. So Jeff is my second marriage,
Mhm.
and that was one of the things that I learned from my first marriage was, you know, when things get tough and hard, you don't just quit. And I think that, you know, with my first marriage, we both were really young, and that's kind of when things started getting really rough, we both just kind of threw our hands up and we're like, okay, you know, we're done. We just can't do this anymore. And so, yeah, Jeff and I have also been through some pretty challenging things. You know, and it doesn't, in marriage, it doesn't stop. Like, you're always going to go through challenges. They're just going to be different depending on what season of life you're in.
Exactly.
And, you know, that was just the biggest thing that I learned from my first marriage was, you know, not to give up unless like there's something totally devastating that you just can't bounce back from. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And there was a guy that I used to work with in construction a long time ago that put it in the most amazing way possible. The grass is not always greener on the other side of the fence. It's all just different shades of brown.
Yeah.
well, you should have stayed friends with him for a long time.
I was like, man, you are wise.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I think it's good, and it's one of the reasons we talked about, because every night we would come home from work, you know, one of us, and he's usually the one that's cooking, and we start talking. We talk about our day, what things we've heard, politics, you know, the kids, what pissed us off that day, you know, or some days though, I'll look at him and be like, I don't want to talk at all. Like, it's just because I've spent an entire day talking to people, right? But I don't know. For the most part, that's what we thought about with the podcast was like, let's do this. Like, it's fun and we like it, and we get to connect with each other on a different level
Hmm.
that we didn't before. So
Mhm.
that's what
This
I
is because this
That's
is actually
pretty cool.
that's very cool. This is actually the first time that Jenny's done one with me like this. So,
welcome,
because
Jenny.
welcome to the
I'm not
podcast.
much of a talker.
She's not.
So.
I mean, but and when she says that now, when you have to call somebody or something like that, she goes, "Would you mind calling?" Sure, no problem. First couple of times, but now she doesn't even have pants in her pocket, so she doesn't have to carry keys or carry her phone or anything like that. When you have your phone, can you call? Where's your phone? Well, I just carry it in my hand. Press the little numbers. It's not that hard. That's all you have to do. The little numbers on there.
Texting. I'm not a big talker on the phone either. I like texting.
She talked to me every day for 3 weeks for like 2 hours a day.
Yeah. That was
If Jenny she won't even call Sarah and Samantha, our girls. She'll text them or message them or Instagram or not Instagram, but what do you call it? Messenger.
Snapchat.
Snapchat. So yeah, I did that. So worked that right in there, didn't we? You guys are looking at each other like that is us right there.
I know. Well, I tried to call. He's so good about he'll call his mom every week at least and talk to her. And I try to reach out and call. I talk to Gary a lot more because he has Gavin too, our grandson. So I do reach out to him. But with Gabriel and Chloe, I text them all the time. It's not.
Mhm.
I don't call them as much.
Yeah, but they're all about that. And
Yeah.
he
That's
randomly
really
texts me,
smart.
or he'll send me a message on Instagram or something, or send me some video, and he calls me out of the blue every once in a while, so
Every
it's kind
now
of
and
cool.
then.
But
Nice.
it's mostly text with them.
Yeah. I think it's how we know they're going to respond to that.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sometimes I'm like, I don't want to get disappointed by calling and they don't answer the phone.
And never call back.
Right?
But what happens when they text you and they say, "All right, I'll talk to you later," and then you try to call them immediately back and they don't answer the phone? What have they done with the phone? Just chucked it right away? And just, well, I texted them. They're going to call. There you go.
Right? Then they're like, why is he calling? Why is
Yeah,
he
she
calling
does that.
me now?
Exactly. Jenny does that to me all the time. I'm like, you just texted me. Where did you go? How did you lose your phone?
I got busy.
In 15/10 of a second?
Yeah, exactly.
It
If
happens.
every man in America
Donna's
is not
cracking
lying.
up. What are you talking?
I sent her that message. Like, seriously, lady? Like, what are you doing? And then she's like, oh, I decided to go out and do laundry, or I did whatever. And and when I'm not around, she could be so disconnected to her phone. I swear to God that there's a magnet in her butt, and that thing doesn't ever leave her when I'm around.
Well, she's got this thing on her phone now. Like those little poppet things or whatever.
Oh,
Yes.
It's got she's got it on the back of her phone. So when she
I don't
takes
even
it,
know
no,
what
not that. But it's like, oh look, she'll show you here in 1 second.
Like a yo-yo?
She has that,
Oh.
and it sticks to every kind of surface.
To everything.
Every surface. It could be a
The
latex
octopus
wall.
thing.
But don't. But I mean, it's just like
Getting a latex shirt
But-
for Christmas.
but when she takes it up, it's like Velcro. It's like
Let's see if you can hear it.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
yeah, it's not annoying at all. I mean, that's middle of the night. She's going up to go to the bathroom. I'm like, what? Are you strapping on Velcro? I mean, what are you doing?
That's like going to the bathroom.
Right, exactly.
Priority.
That's we're trying to do, but yeah, priority. But then what happens if it's dead? Did you just come back up? Can I use your phone? No, you can't use my phone.
I've done that to you too.
Oh,
babe.
we're all-
No, you use your phone.
No one knows how to poop in the Stone Ages anymore.
Over a minute and 30 seconds.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All righty. Well, guys, thank you so much for being here. It's been awesome seeing you guys, Donna. I mean,
Yeah.
TJ, it's a pleasure actually to meet you. So
Yep. Pleasure to meet you.
we're gonna redo this again real soon. Okay. Thank you
All
guys
right.
for
Fantastic.
thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for
Yes.
having us. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
And before you go, visit us on our social medias at Linktree /The Hills on Wheels, linktr.ee /The Hills on Wheels, no spaces.